I matched my professor, but I'm a virgin. First timers 14. Rough sex erotica, virgin erotica, age gap erotica. Written by Kimmy Welsh. Narrated by Kline. I matched my professor, but I'm a virgin. First timers 14. Rough sex erotica, virgin erotica, age gap erotica. I couldn't believe it when I saw that familiar face of his as I scrolled through the endless list of guys in my area. I narrowed down the criteria to guys over 40. It was a fantasy of mine to lose my virginity to a much older man, but I never anticipated finding my own professor amongst the potential suitors. It was a lot to take in. First of all, it meant Mr. Graham had ideas about straying from his wife. But the most shocking thing of all was that he looked hot. The pictures he'd chosen painted a great portrait of him, and I lost myself as I scrolled through them, imagining that he was just some other guy. I bit my lip and looked over my shoulder. The cafe I was in was fairly quiet, but in rare moments like this, I thought it best to be cautious. I scrutinized his hot body as he relaxed beside the pool. The water dappled on his firm, hairy abs as he smiled to the camera in his sunglasses. I gasped when I realized who'd taken the photo. I'd heard of his vacation to Mexico only last year, and the person behind the lens was none other than his wife. It was a sordid affair indeed. As I flicked through the photos, I noticed more and more familiar sights. One on campus, one in the local pool, one of him smiling in the old convertible he sometimes brought to college. It felt perverse. The more I studied him, the more I felt conflicted. He fit the bill all right. Mr. Graham was definitely the hot, older man that I'd envisioned, but I couldn't possibly go through with it. Could I? As the thoughts fogged my mind, I found my finger absent-mindedly swiping the screen, and I felt a pang of nervous shock as I realized I'd approved him. What's worse, it was a match. I was beside myself. I frantically looked at my own profile on the app. My pictures were suggestive, but gave nothing away. In most, I had a filter covering my face, and in the others, I'd zoomed in to reveal an eye or my lips, keen not to expose too much. Mr. Graham hadn't been quite so coy. Amidst the flurry of endless thoughts, my phone pinged, and I looked down in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?